Hi guys, just recording a video here, a guide for the Barbarian class for Early Access Hotfix number 38. Just going over some of the first things here. We're just going to go over perks and skills first, and then stat prio, then gearing, weapon choice, and then team composition. So let's just start off with the perks and skills. For perks and skills, you're going to always want to take Robust and Iron Will. These two perks cannot be changed. They must always be on. I don't think any other perks outweigh the value that these two perks give you in the current meta. So unless wizards were just like gutted into the ground, this is just the best perk right now. The optional perks are Treacherous Lungs, Potion Chugger, Crush, Berserker, and Axe Specialization. The reason I say Axe Spec is for throwing axes only. Unless you're running Felling Axe, then this is an okay perk. For the skills, current skills to use are, I think, in my opinion, Warcry and Savage Roar have the most value currently. Rage just got nerfed again, so this is not a great skill to use, but if you have high PDR, it's still usable. The Blood Exchange is okay. I don't think it's that great. Reckless Attack, I think, has good value, but currently, since you need to run Savage Roar, and if you run to another PDR class, Savage Roar kind of is more value than Reckless Attack right now. War Sacrifice is alright as well, but I don't think it has more value than Warcry or Savage Roar. And also Achilles Strike does have good value, but I wouldn't value it over Warcry currently. If we were to see more squishy classes appearing, I would say Achilles Strike might have more value than Warcry. Right. So next for the stat prioritization, as you can see here on the top left, I have not many points into strength at all, but mostly into vigor, agi, and dex, as well as HP. And this is due to a lot of the bases I wear having dex, agi, and vigor. I'm doing this to compensate for Barb's low action speed, movement speed, and as well as their HP isn't low, but um, when you do put on this gear, you kind of fall behind in HP a little bit. Um, I would say I also focus a lot on armor rating rolls if possible to get myself above 35% PDR is where I like to be, just to avoid being sub 0% against any penetration. So Warmaul, crossbow, windlass, and pen shot, stuff like this. And the armor bases you should wear, I think Northern Full Tunic and studded leather are okay on the chest. And for legs, either heavy leather legs, dark leather, or padded leggings are all fine as long as they have some armor on them, as well as 2 all attributes, which is a huge buff to Barb. The other pieces of gear can be really anything as long as you're meeting thresholds. I don't think it's good to copy exactly what I would be wearing because you may copy it and find yourself lacking on certain thresholds here. So as long as you meet thresholds, it's better than what you're actually wearing. Now the weapon choice here, I think Warmaul and Club currently are the two strongest weapons because of armor penetration. However, if you were to get armor penetration rolls on any of these other items and have good also other rolls, then these are all very usable, I think, especially the Zweihander. The Felling Axe is also a good weapon if you can use it and you're very comfortable with it. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth using because it's hard to use. Um, Other than this, I think most of the other barb weapons are, if you're comfortable with them, you can use them, but make sure they have armor pen rolls, just because there's everyone has high armor rating nowadays. Now for team composition, I think barb plus any 2 supports, which would be wizard and cleric or bard, are viable, or even 1 support and another DPS like a ranger. Um, if barb doesn't have the supports, I find the class a little bit lacking. You could play fighter and achieve similar results if you're not playing with supports. However, This class excels with supports because the supports help you get on top of the enemy, and Barb's biggest strength is being on top of people and debuffing them, buffing his whole team, and doing big damage. And now to go over the team fighting, I'm just gonna go over a couple fights and review them and just tell you what my thought process is in these, and just to elaborate on what I'm doing, and not gonna say that what I'm doing is 100% the right play, but just what I've done to have the highest success. So here, as I walk in, you just get some info. So once I see a wizard, most people are running wizard with at least one support, a cleric or a bard. So once you see the wizard, I'm making an assumption that they're gonna have a cleric or a bard as I walk in.
It's a wizard.
And then here I see the cleric as I walk in. So now right away I know it's cleric wizard, and then I can assume the third will be another DPS like a bard or like a ranger, barbarian, some other class that I have to be wary of. So you can see these two classes. The cleric doesn't have anything they can do right away instantly to halt and engage unless they have it pre-casted. And as you can see here, he's kind of AFK, and the wizard has his back turned and is running and doesn't have any spells prepped, so I'm free to take some more space here into pyramid for my team to follow up. Once I get invised, I just check for this ranger trap just in case it is a ranger, and then here I take some more space up the pyramid. Wizard, and once I'm here, I can see it's a ranger, wizard, cleric, so I just have to comp to my team that they have a ranger, wizard, and a cleric. And so once the space here has been taken, pop both cooldowns right as they're about to unleash their damage on me. So you can see the Savage Roar has been applied to the ranger, and I have Warcry up on myself and my teammates here. Fit to hit. Yeah, on my wizard here. My wizard was close enough to receive the buff. So now that I'm in, now the target selection is, since the wizard's trying to cast something, the ranger has his back turned, I'm gonna try and kill this wizard first.
Done. Wizard dead. And
then here, now that the ranger's turned around, my teammate's jumping down on him. This fight's already been won.
Fireball.
And then just clean up the fight. So the big thing about this fight here is that because of this comp that I'm playing excels at engages, they weren't prepared for the engage, so this fight was pretty much won as soon as I was allowed to take space up the pyramid here. Yeah, just going over another fight here. So here, near the start of the game, we're just scouting for other players. I'm here getting some info.
Hey, we're up top?
No, just clearing. So here, pre-prop pot. And wait for buffs to roll in before I start the engage, just because these bard buffs are so effective.
Wizard, it's the geared wizard.
So here, call out the wizard fighter for my team to know.
I'm going above, okay?
And then
Chain himself.
just taking more space, and then this guy just didn't respect the barbarian engage.
He's dead, one.
The haste, invis, and bard speed, I'm pretty much speed capped. And if you don't respect it and run back all the way, you're gonna lose it. Because here you see, he saw me get invis, and he sat here and held the spell, trying to wait out my invis before casting a spell here. And tried to stop me as I was running in, and then he chained himself as well. So this is just kind of like a engage thing. I mean, their gear wasn't crazy, but if their wizard had backed up initially and respected the engage, he would have been here where the fighter is and been able to catch me as I came out of invis here with something more effective.
He chained himself. I'm gonna kill him here. He's dead. He's dead. One dead. Wizard dead.
And then once wizard dies, most comps with wizard in them, once the wizard dies, they become much less potent and effective. So this fight was pretty much won as soon as their wizard just disrespected and died. Clip here. So here we're fighting a mirror comp.
It's a barb team.
And we knew they were in hell with us, and they were running around the map. So as soon as I see them here,
They're in. It's a barb
running
team.
into me. So I comp for my bard to buff me.
Buff me here, Maka.
Preemptively
They're coming
for this fight here.
Buff me, Bezo.
And then call for the wizard buffs. And then here I see the after image of the barb, so I know at least he's either close to me on this torch, or he's backing up. But since his wizard's posturing here, I'm assuming that the barb is close in. So right away I pop my rage and my savage roar just preemptively, because I want to start swinging on this guy immediately to slow him from reaching my team. And then as I'm fighting, just making sure to be like a little more cognitive of your teammates. You don't want to hit your teammates with this Warmaul. And at the same time, just if you apply these debuffs to the enemy, then they're gonna do less damage. And then once we win this 1v1, then
I'm getting stuff.